Hi everybody, Andrew Hutchings with you here again tonight. Still not a doctor in the short little amount of time that's gone by. And this time I'm going to tell you completely what an agonist and antagonist, what those are, and what it means to agonize a receptor, what it means to have affinity for a receptor, what high affinity means versus being a strong agonist, all that stuff. It's really not too complicated. An agonist means that it triggers the receptor to do the desired activity. An antagonist means that it binds to that receptor and it turns off that activity you want. Affinity is how much it likes binding to it. So if it's just going to bind and then it's just going to come off real easily and it bumps in there, does a little something and leaves, that has low affinity. But if it binds, man, it's stuck. It's not leaving. It is exerting its effects, and it's going to keep exerting those effects for a long, long time. It's not letting go. That's high affinity. If something has high affinity, either it takes an enzyme to come and metabolize it until it goes away, or something with even higher affinity go knock it off there. If something has low affinity, it's very easy. A lot of things have higher affinity than it, so it'll kind of be on there, but then something else comes and knocks it off, and it's not on there very much. So I hope that clears things up for you. And a partial agonist is just something that isn't a very strong agonist. And a partial antagonist is something that isn't a very strong antagonist. Because that's a good way to put it. Now, you could say it's because it kind of agonizes it and it kind of antagonizes it, but easier just to think that it's just not a very good one. It kind of does what you want, it kind of doesn't do what you want. Any other terms like that you might like to know? Inhibitor. That can mean that it binds to it, kind of like an agonist or an antagonist binds to it, and then it inhibits other things from binding, but it doesn't really do anything itself. It can mean that it binds to a different part, and then it changes the. So you got a catching mitt, and it's ready to catch the balls, but then someone from behind grabs your hand and smashes your hand, so now your mitt's all smashed up and now you can't catch any balls. That's like what an inhibitor can do. Or maybe someone takes out a bazooka and blows your hand off, so now there is no hand to catch anything. That's also what an inhibitor can do. Suicide inhibitor means that it binds to it and it's done. It's never going to work again until your body synthesizes more of it. So it's not that it's permanent forever. It's permanent for that thing it binds to, but your body's going to make more of that thing eventually. So like a suicide aromatase inhibitor, like eczema stain, it's not going to affect you for the rest of your life. It's just going to affect you until your body makes more aromatase enzymes. Also, enzymes are proteins. Just in case you're ever hearing about proteins or enzymes and it's confusing, maybe someone calls an enzyme a protein or a protein an enzyme. So yeah. Small molecules are typical drugs. Sometimes people are going to specify something's a small molecule versus like a big peptide. So small molecules are pretty much everything that's been around until the last couple decades. The traditional drugs. A ligand is something that binds to it, so your agonist or your antagonist is a ligand. I think that's all the basics. If there's something I didn't cover, please leave a comment. And if you want any coaching advice or personalized plans or anything, hit me up on my Instagram on NatTrueFit _ between them. And please like and subscribe.